Well, welcome back to Genk. We've got one more race to decide. The 2015 European Championships. It is the big one, as you can see on your screen, the KZ Final. Before we go racing, let's have a look at what it's like to do a lap of this amazing circuit here at Genk in Belgium. We go on board. Up the start. 2 kilometres an hour through this left-hander before very briefly going up into fifth gear at 125 kilometres an hour through the left-hander and into this tight hairpin onto one of the only remaining sections, the original circuit here at Genk. Let's have a listen. Down into the pit hairpin, the final corner of the track before going up through the gearbox, sixth gear for the only time and 142 k's an hour right about now. That's a lap of Genk here in Belgium. Well, as you can see, the KZ karts are out on the circuit. A few minutes away from the start, the drivers still yet to put their helmet on. The championship will be decided in 23 laps' time. It can only be won by one of the two Tony Kart drivers, Marco Ardigo, who will start out of grid number 2, and his teammate, Flavio Camponeschi, out of grid number 5, who's won the opening 2 rounds of the series. Marco Ardigo, however, is the reigning world champion, and before the start of the final, we spoke to the professional driver from the Tony Kart racing team. Marco Ardigo, official factory team driver for the Tony Kart racing team. Marco, going back 12 months, the World Championship, it's been a fantastic year for you and the team.
Yeah, well, 2015 started in fantastic way, especially for us. So we win the WSK, and to continue, we stay in the first and second position in European Championship.
This is the final round of the European Championship. You are in contention for the title, but it will be very difficult to beat your teammate, Flavio Camponeschi.
Yeah, sure. At the moment it's really difficult, but we'll see Sunday after the final the situation of the point, and we'll see there where is the championship.
And of course, after Genk, we head to the big one, September 13, Le Mans and the World Championship. You'll be trying to keep the number 1 on your kart.
Sure, I'm very focused to World Championship. Le Mans is a new circuit for me, so we'll see in September. And I hope everything go in a good way. The
very carefully spoken 3-time world champion Marco Ardigo, possibly the highest profile driver, one of the greatest kart racing drivers in the world. As the year is 2015. He won the World Championship a year ago at Sarno. He won the World Championship for the first time at Marienburg, which is only about 100 kilometres from here. That was back in 2007 in the KF category. He backed that up a year later at La Conca, Muro Lucchese, winning the Super KF class in 2008. He is the only driver that can challenge Flavio Camponeschi for the European Championship title this afternoon, but he's going to need an awful lot of bad luck to go the way of his teammate from Rome. Flavio starts out of grid number 5. Marco is out of grid number 2, the front row of the grid, in fact. But on pole position, Jorrit Pex, the local boy in the Intrepid, powered by the TM. He will lead the field round as they fire these engines into life in just a few moments' time. We're about 90 seconds away from the start of the race. The European Championship started at Sarno at the foot of Mount Vesuvius back in April. The super quick track at the foot of the volcano, 1,699 metres, is the circuit in Naples. Top speed of 158 kilometres an hour. Then we went to Zuera, in Spain, which is 1 metre longer. You think they weren't thinking of the track length of Fasano when they built the Zuera circuit. It's 1.7 kilometres exactly, and an identical top speed, 158 kilometres an hour. Then we move on to Northern Europe, or Europe to the north of Europe, I should say. Certainly for further north, try and get that right, certainly further north than Italy and Spain. For this, the championship decider at Genk in Belgium. Well, the crowd's building here at the track in front of the grandstand, this magnificent complex. The Genk circuit was built back in 1983. These days, it's managed by the Lemons family. Of course, Paul Lemons here today, as ever. He's here just about every day. One of the world's most famous engine tuners. He was the man that took Jenson Button to the European Championship title in Formula Super A way back in 1997. Jenson driving a Rotax-powered Techno kart, a Techno SS22, if I'm not mistaken, with Bridgestone tyres. Back in the day when we had that magnificent, and let's be honest, that sorely missed class of 100cc Open Formula Super A. Still, we can't live in the past. This is the future, and in a few moments' time, the championship for 2015 will be decided. Genk in Belgium also has a football stadium-style big screen on the start-finish straight. So drivers coming across the start-finish line can actually watch themselves as they come down the start-finish straight. And they can also see the live timing during the practice and the heat racings here at Genk. The few drops of rain that we had after the Academy Trophy have disappeared. We're getting set for a start. These 125cc engines that have got close enough to 50 horsepower will fire into life. In just a few moments' time. Pex and Ardigo, the front row of the grid. The local driver, Rek Dresen, will hold the number 1 plate for another half hour or so. He is the reigning European champion, but he will relinquish that title in 23 laps' time. The driver from Belgium won the 2014 series, driving for the Zanardi kart team. He actually started the year driving for Zanardi kart before switching to Ricardo kart. Midway through the WSK Supermaster Series, Rek will start out of grid number 8 aboard his Perilla-powered Ricardo kart. But of course, like most of these drivers, in fact, like all of these drivers, they have one eye on Le Mans, the World Championship, September 13 in France. Just a couple of months' time. Indeed, many drivers have elected to skip this final round. We don't have Paolo De Conto or David Foray here. They had no chance of winning the title. It's disappointing not to see them here, but they will be taking part in a test tomorrow and Tuesday at Le Mans to try and win the big one, the World Championship on September 13. But we do have a European Championship to be decided. We've got a European Championship race win, which is super prestigious in its own right. 23 laps the distance. It is 30 kilometres, actually 31.2 kilometres, as are all the European Championship races decided over a kilometric distance. The 2 Birrell Arts go through. There's Jordan Lennox-Lamb from the United Kingdom. He starts alongside his Birrell Art teammate from the Netherlands, Menno Paul. Some of the best kart racing drivers in the world are on track, warming up those Bridgestone tyres here in slightly cool conditions. There's Andrea Dalle, winner of the 2014 International KZ2 Super Cup in 2014, last year. Stepping up to KZ for 2015. He did have a good pre-final. He will start out of grid number 4. this man on screen. Jorrit Pex, European champion of 2012, his younger brother. Just a few moments ago, finished second on the podium in KZ2. Can the Pex brothers make it 2 podiums in the afternoon, the same afternoon here at their home circuit of Genk in Belgium? They're rolling up to the final corner of the circuit at walking speed. They will practice their standing start, which is how we will launch into life in a few moments' time. Jorrit Pex is ready to go. He will start on the inside of the front row. That's him in the Intrepid, pulling to the left of your screen, to the right of the track. Marco Ardigo to your right. Practices the start. Marco is a rocket off the line. Watch out for Jeremy Iglesias. The Frenchman is in the Sodi kart. He's the highest placed Sodi kart. He's out of grid number 3 alongside Andrea Dale. Flavio Camponeschi, the championship leader, is out of grid number 5 alongside Anthony Abbas. We are moments away from the championship decider for 2015. The green flag flies at the back of the grid. We are ready to go racing for the Euro title decider. 4 red lights. They go out. Ardigo has missed the start. Jeremy Iglesias up into second spot. Pex, he leads into turn number 1. Great start by Rek Dreisen. He may not retain the Euro title, but he's here to win this afternoon. Brilliant start by Rek. He's in position number 5 for the first lap here at Genk in Belgium. They file through. Flavio Camponeschi is in 5th, but he has been passed. In fact, he's in 6th. My apologies. He's been passed by Rek Dreisen, the Belgian on his home circuit. There he is in the blue and white Ricardo kart. He's in position number 5. Your race leader, though, it's an Intrepid leading a Sodi kart. Then Marco Ardigo, who has recovered, tries the inside line. That wasn't a passing move. That was more to block off the field behind him. Andrea Dale, his countryman for CRG, is 4th. Then it's Dreisen, Camponeschi. Brilliant start by the by the Dutchman, Menno de Pauw. Across the line they go for the first time. It is Pex, Iglesias and Ardigo, and just as they start lap number 2, we've already had a retirement. The driver who won 2 heats yesterday from Finland, he started the pre-final in pole position. Simo Puhaka is out. Up the back straight, it is Pex from Jeremy Iglesias. Rek Dreisen up the inside. What a brilliant move. The Belgium is now up into 4th. Flavio Camponeschi's been pushed out into the marbles. He's back in 7th position. Jeremy Iglesias all over the back of Jorrit Pex. No, he's up the inside, up over the ripple strip. They are side by side. This is brilliant stuff. It is the French driver for Sodi kart who will lead the end of lap number 2. Marco Ardigo watches on. What a sensational start. And then Rek Dreisen, position number 4. Almost position number 3 for the Belgian. He had a big look at Ardigo. Now he's trying the outside of the Italian. Menno Pauw, the Dutchman's driving brilliantly in 5th. Rek Dreisen's got through. He's passed Ardigo. Ardigo's coming under attack from the red and white Birrell Art pilot. That is Menno Pauw. What a sensation. Ardigo blocks off the Dutchman. Rek Dreisen is absolutely flying in that Ricardo kart. We do have Jeremy Iglesias, the Frenchman, leading. Jorrit Pex is in 2nd. Watch the move from Dreisen. Up the inside. Can't quite do it. Ben Henley, that's him in the Mad Croc, the kart number 9, charging his way through the field. He passes Kozlinski into 8th. Dreisen tries Pex. That gives Ardigo a better look at him. Jeremy Iglesias with a lead of 1.2 seconds. We've got one kart out in the grass. That looks as though it might have been Anthony Abbas in the second Sodi kart. Dreisen's absolutely on fire in that Ricardo kart. It might have taken him some time to get it up to speed, but he's here and in contention for the win this afternoon. Pex in 2nd. Look at the freight train. Jeremy Iglesias skipping away to a lead of now 2 seconds. Dreisen up the inside. The Belgian has done it. Rek Dreisen will relinquish that number 1 title in a few laps' time, but he wants to go out in style. The Belgian, the reigning European champion, is now up into position number 2. Pex is 3rd. There's Marco Ardigo in 4th. Then it's Menno Pauw. Henry Coco, we haven't spoken much about him, but give him some credit. The driver from Finland in the Dino kart. He's fighting there with Ben Henley and Flavio Camponeschi. Then it's Jordan Lennox Lamb, Patrick Hayek, the Formula K kart trying to fight his way through. But we have Pex and Artigo. They touch on the exit of turn number 2. What a brilliant race this is turning out to be. Pex in third. Drezen has disappeared. Menno Powell gets that Birrell Art sideways. Artigo behind the Birrell Art. He has to win it to claim the title. His teammate is now just 1.5 positions behind him. 1.5, I say, because Menno Powell is menacing the back of the reigning world champion. We've got Artigo second in the championship. Menno Powell not in contention for the title, but here for a podium and a win potentially this afternoon. Then Flavio Camponeschi. He won in Sarno. He won in Zuera. He is now in 6th spot. He needs to pass his teammate, at least be right with him, to claim the title for 2015. Rek Drezen's driving brilliantly. He's hunting down Jeremy Iglesias in the Sodi kart. We are already on lap number 6 of 23. Artigo goes a little bit wide. He's got Pex in his sight. Yuri Pex, the Euro champ of 2012. He's handling the pressure nicely. Camponeschi pulls out. I think the Birrell Art's got a problem. He's being passed by Camponeschi, and now Ben Henley comes charging through. The 30-year-old from Manchester in England moves up a spot into position number 6. He's behind the 2 Tony karts of Artigo and Camponeschi. Ben Henley did not set a qualifying time in practice on Friday. Had to do it from grid 18 throughout the heats. Each time he charged his way up into 8th. He's been on the podium already in the Euro Champs. He split the Tony karts, in fact, in Naples. As Douglas Lundberg in the Cosmic gets sideways with Jonathan Tonon and Henry Coco. They battle for 10th, 11th and 12th position. The 4-time World Cup champion Jonathan Tonon not having a good afternoon. He's behind that battle, just ahead of Anthony Abbas, who's recovering from putting 4 wheels in the grass on the opening lap. Pex from Artigo, from Camponeschi. Ben Henley, the Englishman, is now up into position number 6. The lead between Jeremy Iglesias and Rek Drezen is down to 0.7 of a second. They come up to start lap number 7 in just a few corners' time. There's Rek Drezen, the Belgian, racing here in Belgium. He has not had a good 2015. As Jonathan Tonon, the Praga kart driver, pulls into pit lane to retire. The 4-time World Cup champion. He won the title here, in fact, 4 years ago, that World Cup. He is out of the race. Fastest lap, you can see to the bottom left of your screen, is for the series leader, Flavio Camponeschi, the driver from Rome. He has the flying Englishman, Benjamin Henley, right behind him. And Jory Pex, I hate to say it, but the Dutchman is starting to bunch the field up. Artigo is all over the back of the intrepid kart driver. They're at about 1/3 race distance now, down in front of the grandstand. Here comes Camponeschi, nicely done on his teammate. He goes a little bit wide. Artigo just gives him the slightest of touches. They come through the start-finish straight. Look at the Rek Drezen, and this is a brilliant performance. This is why he won the European Championship 1 year ago. He may not retain the title in 15 laps time, but he's certainly reminding us that he is one of the world's top kart racing drivers. Rek Drezen is second. He's just taken 1/10 of a second off Jeremy Iglesias. The Frenchman driving the Sodi kart leads. They go up the back straight. The Tony karts are off the podium, but it doesn't matter for Flavio Camponeschi. He stays in front of Artigo. He will win the championship for 2015. Drezen starting to hunt down Jeremy Iglesias. The gap, 0.662 of a second last time round. There goes Ben Henley. Camponeschi up the inside. That puts him up on the podium. Artigo tries to go with him. Pex has lost 2 positions in 1 corner. Artigo has the inside line. Pex will have to give way. He has no choice but to concede the spot. Watch the Englishman, Ben Henley, right behind. He's in the Mad Croc, the Angry Alligator, let's call it. The MC01 chassis in the team sponsored by the energy kart, the energy drink of the same name. run by Armando Fellini. As we look at the replay, Peck's starting to struggle. We mentioned that he was holding the field up. The door was left open. Flavio Camponeschi said, thank you very much. In fact, he said, grazie mille, arrivo io. I'm coming through. The driver from Rome leads the championship. He's 14 laps away from claiming the European title. Of course, Flavio won the Winter Cup in freezing conditions at Leonardo in Italy, the start of the year. As we go back to the leaders, the gap is down to 0.5 of a second. You can see it on your screen. It's only about 7 or 8 kart lengths, and Arek Drezen's absolutely flying. Fastest lap of the race, though, has gone to the Czech driver, Patrick Hayek. He's down in position number 9, but he's just done a 52.991. At this stage of the race, he's the only driver in the 52-second bracket. These drivers fighting amongst themselves are not going to set quite as quick a time if they're having to defend their line from behind them. Jeremy Iglesias driving for the Sodi Kart team. Arek Drezen now with Ricardo Kart. The operation overseen by the Red Bull F1 star, Daniel Ricciardo. Watching on from the USA this weekend is Daniel. We hope to see Dan, the man himself, at Le Mans. And he'll be delighted to see Arek Drezen in second place, even though it's the early hours of the morning over in the US. Flavio Camponeschi is in third place as we watch the battle for the lead. Arek Drezen in kart number 1. He's got the Perilla engine on that Ricardo kart. No surprise to see Ben Henley set the fastest lap of the race. The Englishman goes through behind the two Tony karts. We're coming up to half race distance. Well, the Sodi Kart team are putting a big effort into 2015. The World Championship is on their home circuit of Le Mans on September 13. They've got 3 French drivers in their French-made Sodi Kart. They've got Jeremy Iglesias, the 2009 World Champion Arnaud Kozlinski, and the very impressive Anthony Abbas. We have to go back to 1993 to find the last time that Sodi Kart won the World Championship. On that day, it was David Tadian who won with that legendary Sodi Kart Futura. That was in Formula A, 100cc Formula A, and that was at Laval. Sodi Kart desperate to win the world title this year. They're putting a big effort into that event. This is a European Championship race, but they're not in contention, but they've certainly shown they've got the speed here this afternoon, which they will take to France in just under 2 months' time. Ben Henley on screen, driver who reached the heights of GP2 car racing. Now a professional factory driver for the Mad Croc kart racing team. He's now ahead of Jorrit Pex, who's back in position number 6, ahead of Jordan Lennox-Land. There's the two Tony karts on screen. Ben Henley trying to get past them. We have passed half race distance, 10 remaining for this European Championship decider here at Genk in Belgium. The gap between our leader, Jeremy Iglesias, and Arek Drezen, it remains at 0.5 of a second. Crowd watches on here at Genk in Belgium. You can see if it finishes like this, Camponeschi will claim the title. Head of Ardigo, Ben Henley. On screen, kart number 9. Jeremy Iglesias will come home 4th if he can stay in the lead, but Rick Drezen's got something to say about that. The driver from Belgium, 25 years of age, fluent in 5 languages. Italian, French, German, English, and another one which I can't quite remember, but a very intelligent young man is Arek Drezen, and a brilliant racing driver himself. You can see how quickly he's closing in on the back of the Frenchman now up the back straight, up through the gearbox, 125 k's an hour into 5th gear. Camponeschi, you saw him work that gear shift down from 5th to 4th to 3rd in the blink of an eye. The gear change on that Vortex engine. Ardigo in identical equipment. Ben Henley, he's in something completely different. This new project overseen by Armando Fellini, the very experienced kart manager and race engineer who's been around the circuit for decades, now overseeing this operation. His driver Ben from Manchester in England. is in position number 5. Ben's countryman Jordan Lennox-Lamb for Birrell Art is in 8th behind Patrick Hayek. Menno Powell, the Dutchman, is 9th, one ahead of Arno Kozlinski. Douglas Lundberg, the Swede, now up into position number 11. Fastest lap of the race just a few moments ago to Marco Ardigo, 52.871. The gap between your race leader on screen, Jeremy Iglesias, the Frenchman. The TM-powered Sodi kart remains at 0.5 of a second. 7 laps remain. Well, it's probably fair to say, and Rick will probably say it himself, he will concede as much. It's been a pretty disastrous 2015. He started the year with the Zanardi kart team, made a very late change when the WSK series had already got underway. He's gone to Ricardo kart. They didn't have much testing, but finally he's showing us why he's got the number 1 on that kart, albeit for only another 6.5 laps. 2 wheels up over the ripple strip, down through the gearbox. Accelerates up the back straight, 5th gear, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, down into this tight right-left chicane complex. Right-hander, Bridgestone tyres up over the ripple strip. They're going to come down in front of the grandstand right now. There's Camponeski from Ardigo. The gap has not changed. Ardigo, the reigning world champion. There's Camponeski. Just ahead of him, Ben Henley. Jorid Pex is in 6th. Speaking of drivers changing team, we spoke about Rick Therezen changing teams at the start of the season. What about Patrick Hayek? Last round in Zwera, he was driving a Praga kart. Since then, in the last few weeks, he switched over to the Formula K kart. He was pretty quick, pretty happy with his performance in the heats. He is only in 7th position, but remember, he came off grid 17. There he is at the top of your screen, that bottle green team. Kart, I should say, bottle green kart, run the Formula K racing team. Patrick from the Czech Republic. You can see at the bottom of your screen we've lost Andrea Dalle, Jonathan Tonon and Simo Puhaka. Anthony Abbas, also a retirement from this race. They come across the line one more time. The start-finish straight. This is the only point of the circuit where they slot into 6th gear before braking very heavily into this right-hander. The Virtual Championship says that Flavio Camponeski will claim the title if he can hold that 3rd position. Jeremy Iglesias, he'll claim the win. Rick Therezen, well, 12 months ago, he was standing on top of the podium as the European champion. There's the Virtual Championship. Flavio will win it comfortably if nothing changes in the next 5.5 laps. The gap between Iglesias and Therezen, it's gone out to 0.6 of a second. We've got 5.5 laps remaining. The field may have spread out, but I can tell you we've got a few drops of rain on our commentary window. Well, this race may not be over yet. This championship may not be over yet. It is raining now at Genk, very, very slightly. Remember, these are the best kart racing drivers in the world. They will see the drops of rain on their visor. The track is not going to get wet, but it will get greasy in the next few laps. 3.5 laps remain for this championship decider. The gap last time round between Iglesias and Thezen was 0.6 of a second. Let's check it as they come across the line in a few corners' time. This is down in front of the grandstand complex. They're still lapping at pretty much the same speeds as they were earlier in the race. There's Ben Henley behind Ardigo. A little bit of 4-wheel drift from Thezen that time in the Ricardo kart. They will see those few drops of rain, but they haven't backed off yet. Camponeski, the potential champion in 3.5 laps' time. But it is raining here at Genk. Surely we won't have a thunderstorm in the next 3 laps. It's been like this all day. We only had a pre-final in the rain or the wet conditions this morning. Ben Henley, the driver from England, he knows all about racing in the wet. He's in 5th on the tail of the 2 Tony karts. Camponeski had it all locked up under brakes. 2 left wheels over the ripple strip. Are the conditions starting to come into effect? Ardigo's just set the fastest lap of the race, which tells you the conditions are not really a factor yet, but there are raindrops on our window here at Genk in Belgium. We have 3 laps remaining. The Frenchman Jeremy Iglesias has driven a brilliant race. He's on track to take a victory here this afternoon. Rechtereisen, he came from grid number 8 to be in second. Flavio Camponeschi leads the championship from his teammate Marco Ardigo, who is 0.0 nothing of a second behind him. Ben Hanley is 5th from Jorrit Pex, Patrick Hayek. Lennox Lamb, Menno Powell is 9th. Douglas Lundberg, the Swede in the Cosmic Kart, is now in position number 10. Ardigo very close to the back of his teammate. Hanley closing him all the while. They're catching Rechtereisen. Rechtereisen looked as though he had second place all but sewn up. But the 2 Tony Karts, the 2 Italians, are catching the Belgian here in Belgium. This is the last lap board now. Jeremy Iglesias looks over his shoulder. He's on his way to a round victory. Flavio Camponeschi in 3rd spot is on his way to a title in 2015. Surely the 2 Tony Karts won't catch Rechtereisen. They are closing in on him quite dramatically. Jeremy Iglesias will fly the flag for Sodicat. He's flying the flag for France. Up the back straight for the final time. They all look over their shoulder. Ardigo wants to get up on the podium. Flavio Camponeschi shuts the door. He only needs to hold on for another half a lap to claim the title for 2015. But this man on screen, Jeremy Iglesias, he looks nervously over his shoulder. They're not going to catch him. Down through the pit corner for the final time. The checkered flag is being readied for the driver from France. Viva la France! It will be Jeremy Iglesias. He wins at Genk in Belgium. Flavio Camponeschi claims the title. Wow, what a sensational finish to the 2015 Euro Series. Who would have thought Jeremy Iglesias, the 3rd unofficial driver for the Sodicat team, would claim victory here today. He's being congratulated by his teammate, that is Arno Kozlinski, the 2009 KF World Champion. Jeremy's absolutely delighted. He's driven a great race. He started out of grid 3. He got a brilliant start. You can see the absolute delight in the Frenchman as he goes up the back straight. He can't quite believe it, but he has done it. He has won the championship decider as the rain starts to get heavier, ironically enough, here at Genk in Belgium. Flavio Camponeschi, the Italian, has claimed the title for 2015. He won in Naples. He won in Spain. He's finished 3rd here in Genk, but he has won the championship. You can see the virtual championship at the bottom left of your screen. We can take out the word virtual because he's done it. Flavio Camponeschi from Rome, the 2012 KF World Champion, adds the 2015 European title to his resume. Congratulations, though, to Jeremy Iglesias. The driver from France is absolutely ecstatic. He pats that TM engine as he comes into pit lane. Full credit to TM. They're the manufacturer that have finally taken a victory off Vortex for 2015 in the Euro Series. The Tony Kart team are walking across the track, holding up the Tony Kart flags. They are absolutely delighted, but the day belongs to the Frenchman. The TM-powered Sodicat of Jeremy Iglesias has won. Rechtereisen, he's just lost the European Championship for 2015, but he has reminded us why he is one of the world's great kart racing drivers. He finishes 2nd for Ricardo Kart. Flavio Camponeschi, 3rd will do. He will be on the podium as the European champion for 2015. Marco Ardigo finished 4th, one ahead of the Brit, Benjamin Hanley. Jorrit Pex faded to 6th, but it was a good result for the Dutchman after his younger brother Stan finished on the podium in KZ2. Patrick Hayek was 7th, ahead of Jordan Lennox Lamb. Menno Powell was 9th, and the Swede Douglas Lundberg coming home 10th for Cosmic Kart. But the day belongs to France. The day belongs to Jeremy Iglesias and the TM-powered Sodicat. Under very threatening conditions here at Genk in Belgium, he's won we take a look at the highlights of the race. Remember, Marco Ardigo starting out on the outside front row of the grid, missed the start, slotted back to third. Teresa made a brilliant start. This was the move for the race. This is what won the Frenchman the day. Around the outside of Jorrit Pex as Teresa took no prisoners on his way through the field. Jorrit Pex couldn't withstand the challenge of Ardigo. They actually touched at this point, as you just saw. Menno Powell, the Dutchman, drove a brilliant race. Eventually fading to finish ninth though, but he had good speed in that Birrell Art. There's the two Tony karts. But the day belonged to Jeremy Iglesias. He's absolutely delighted, as is Flavio Camponeschi, the European champion for 2015. Well, in a few moments' time, we will bring you the official podium presentations. Hopefully the rain does hold off for that, thanks to all the team here at Karting Genk, all the team at CIK and WSK Promotion, but we're not finished yet. The best podium of the year is about to happen in a few moments' time. You'll see it all right here live on CIKFIA.tv. Thank you for joining us all around the world. Stay with us. We'll bring you the official podium and the Red Bull DJ in just a few moments. Jeremy Iglesias from France has won the championship decider here at Genk in Belgium. We will see him on the podium in just a few moments. Stay with us. Going to get underway in just a few moments. What a fantastic event we've witnessed here. Stay with us. We'll be back with you in just a few moments' time as soon as the drivers make their way over from Parc Ferme. The KZ European Championship decider here at Belgium, Genk, the famous circuit here in the north of Europe. We're just about to get underway for the official presentations. The KZ European Championship decider here at Genk in Belgium. After this, stay with us. We will be drawing 2 tickets to the Belgium Formula One Grand Prix to be held at Spa-Francorchamps in just a few weeks' time. We're going to get underway. Before the rain buckets down on us here at Genk in Belgium, we'd like to call third place to the podium, the European champion for 2015, Flavio Camponeschi. Second place, best driver of the year so far for the driver who won the title in 2004 from Belgium. Let's hear it for Rick Dreesen! We asked the question, who could take the challenge to the Tony Karts? All year, Tony Kart's been just about unbeatable. We found the answer. Winner here in Genk, Belgium for Sodi Kart. Viva la France, Jeremy Iglesias! Also like to call to the podium, representing Sodi Kart, Florian Vitalzion. We stand by for the national anthem of France. Ladies and gentlemen, your podium, the European Championship decider here at Genk in Belgium. To present the third place trophy to the new Euro champ Flavio Camponeschi, Mr. Johan Schapers. Mr. Wim Dres will present the second place trophy to Rick Dreesen. The 2013 World Karting Champion, who also does some publicity work for an energy drinks company these days, Max Verstappen, to present the trophy to Jeremy Iglesias. And to present the trophy to the winning manufacturer, Mr. Paul Lemons. If the girls can withstand the rain, to present the flowers to Flavio, Rek and Jeremy. Let's step in here for a quick word with third place today, but the new European champion, Flavio Camponeschi. Grande Flavio, hai vinto il campionato europeo oggi a Genk.
Bellissimo, una bellissima sensazione essere qui campione europeo quest'anno. È un obiettivo molto importante che difficilmente uno raggiunge per 2 volte come è successo a me. la seconda volta che vinco un campionato europeo e sono contentissimo.
Flavio saying it's the second time he's won the European Championship, a fantastic experience. Flavio, ci vediamo Le Mans Campionato del Mondo tra pochissimo. Flavio Camponeschi in third place. Second place today. Rick, you haven't had a good 2015, but today you reminded us why you are one of the best kart racing drivers in the world. A brilliant drive to second place.
Yeah, I think the start of the season has been difficult for sure. Many times we have had bad luck. Yeah, here I'm close to my home. I think it's no better way to say goodbye to this championship with this result.
Thank you, Rick. Jérémy, aujourd'hui, vous avez gagné un très belle gare pour vous aujourd'hui.
Yeah, I'm so happy for my team, CPB Sport. Also because we make a new deal with Sodicar Chassis. And there was a difficult race because Rick was behind me all the laps, and I do my best, and today we win.
You must be confident going into the World Championship, Le Mans, September 13, your home circuit for Sodicart as well, in France.
Yeah, but now we win today, but sure will be difficult to win in Le Mans because all the team are working for this all the years, and I think we can make a good job there.
Thank you. Très bon, Jérémy. Ladies and gentlemen, our podium, the 2015 European Championship KZ Decider. Well, before the rain comes down, this beautiful scene, we look to the skies. Hopefully it holds off for a few more moments. This is the scene. We've had a fantastic European Championship. We started at Naples in Italy before heading to Zuera in Spain and finishing here at Genk in Belgium. From here, the European Championships for the KF and KF Junior classes heads to Kristianstad, Sweden in 2 weeks' time. Then the big one, September 13, the World Championships at Le Mans for this very category. Until then, on behalf of all the team at CIK and WSK Promotion, we'll see you next time when we go racing the European Kart Championships.
Zo, nu wil jij waarschijnlijk... Ja, pas op, schijnbaar.